your day here on Z90.7 WZIS-FM Terre Haute.
This is the Shut-Ins Talk Show on Z90.7. Here we go! It's time to nerd out with all the latest in the world of video games, media, and technology.
Welcome to the Shut-Ins Talk Show. It's me, it's DJP. With me as always is...
Gavin the Chef Cook. Pickett, what's up?
You know what's up, we've been here all day, per usual. That's our ritual, basically.
Yeah,
for that.
Funny, though, is we were here all day at different times, though.
That is true.
Because I was here
for most of
4
the time.
Hours earlier, from about 10 to 1.
That is true. There was a hot minute I was here by myself.
Yeah.
So.
I didn't get here till like 4:30.
Yeah.
Or a little bit after.
Yeah, and then you showed up, and I was like, man, I haven't been able to talk to Gavin about what we're talking about on the show, like, all day. What happens? And then I walked into the classroom, and you were just there.
Doing my job.
Yeah.
Doing what I gotta do, my guy.
Yeah. So we've got a lot of kind of random stuff to talk about today. When it comes to the news, but it doesn't matter because it's stuff to talk about, and that's what we're here for.
It's all cool stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all cool stuff.
Well, I mean, you also say you're a bit biased though for these things.
Never.
You know, you're a tad.
I've never been biased.
I think
on this show.
I think you are a tad biased on what's we're talking about, and you'll see why. Because the first thing specifically is about a new movie from A24, which the movie is called X, is a horror movie, of course.
Yeah.
For those unaware, A24, they made Midsummer or Midsommar, depending on who you
Hereditary,
are. Hereditary, yeah.
Lamb. There's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah,
They
but
don't make just horror films, though.
right. So I was just say this one, like I feel like with the other things I've seen them make, this one is different. It seems more of your straight up like kind of like creep, not exactly slasher, but like more something like that. Whereas something like Midsommar is kind of like weird psychological like insanity.
And also Hereditary is very paranormal.
Oh yeah, yes, absolutely.
But, yeah, because they, it's weird. This gives me like huge Texas Chainsaw vibes.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because they're out in the middle of nowhere,
Mm-hmm.
country wise, and then also it has to be in the 70s based on their outfits.
Right.
And before we dive into like plot and stuff, though. Kid Cudi's in this movie.
Kid Cudi is in this movie. What
Kid Cudi
is going on? What is going on? Why? Because I remember I saw something about this earlier today on Twitter, and that was a former host, Chris Lopez, tweeting about it, where he had said, because I didn't even like look at the trailer, I just saw him tweet about it at first, and he had said, "Oh man, like I want to see like what my boy Kid Cudi's up to, but this trailer got me shaking in my boots." Because for those who may not remember, Chris Lopez, not the biggest horror guy in the world, but still. So I was like, oh, "What do you mean Kid Cudi's in this?" And then when the trailer was going on, you were watching it, I don't know, just like not even a half hour ago, Gavin. Yeah. And they were just like doing some quick shots back and forth.
I literally went, "Is that Kid Cudi?"
Yeah, he showed up for like not even a full second. Showed up for a full second. And was like, and you were just like, "Was that Kid Cudi?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the movie he was talking about." Yeah. He was like, "Huh?
So
what do you mean?"
So the movie X, says here 70s-ish era. I don't know.
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
And so it's about a bunch of young filmmakers and actors with Hollywood dreams who land up on like some farm in Texas, and they ask the owner if they can use his property to shoot a movie.
Yeah. Also, it is a adult movie. Yeah, it's the farthest we can describe it on air.
Yeah, because it kind of sounds like the plot to the movie Super 8. But,
right, and then
aliens.
yeah. Oh wow, actually, now that you say that, oh man, that is kind of similar.
But and
just with horror or like with your more standard horror instead of a giant alien.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
It looks like they give him like a little guest house to stay in or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like at nighttime, the farmer and in the article I'm reading says, and his kooky wife.
Yeah, she's weird.
They begin to take a huge interest in the group and their movie for some reason. And it does a good job about not revealing too much trailer-wise, like with plot and the kills. And also nudity. Because I could swear to you, could be wrong, one of the scenes, it looks like the older lady is just butt naked.
Mm-hmm.
And
which, if they go about them turning into weird creatures, they might get away with. But also, it's a rated R movie. They can
do what they
whatever.
want.
And I'll say and the whole point is that it's all creepy and weird. So that would work out.
I was gonna say, if in Hereditary we can watch Toni Collette saw her head off with a piano wire,
right?
They're gonna be okay just showing some old lady. nudity.
Those are two very different
But
things.
this movie looks really good.
Yeah, it's a very interesting, just from them being in, seeming like the early 80s, late 70s, that's already, set up. And
also, that was the prime era of, when people, started to, self-make their own adult content. Because, the 70s is, obviously way before the internet.
Right.
And all that. And so, I think they chose a good time. But
and also just the way that everybody's, dressed in this, especially the female characters they showed, straight out of the late 70s. The costuming is pretty good. It's nothing too elaborate because it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
But they look super believable for the time it's set in, which is something I noticed immediately.
The plot sounds like some B-list horror movie that
it does.
See on Shudder.
Right.
So there is a movie on Shudder. I can't.
Oh my God.
I can't really say the title out loud.
Gotcha.
But it's about this group of kids who work at a movie theater, and every Friday night after their shift's over and the theater closes, they all watch a big movie together in the theater, and they find an old adult film.
Oh.
And it, possesses demons. So
of course it does.
So instantly I thought of that, because it's just some B movie with a whole bunch of actors you never heard of.
Right.
But speaking of actors, this cast is actually really stacked. So it starts off with Jenna Ortega, who in the trailer lets out a 10 to 15 second scream straight without stopping, and it sounds amazing from horror movie standpoint. Mia Goth, who was in the Suspiria remake. I haven't seen her in a lot of other stuff, but it's cool. And then Kid Cudi, Scott Mescudi. And his second,
I can't believe this, dude. That's so funny.
His second breakout film role, might I add, because he was just in Netflix's Don't Look Up.
Oh, he was in that, yeah.
Yep. Britney Snow.
I believe I've heard that name.
She is no newbie to the horror industry. She's been in quite a few of them.
Right.
Martin Henderson, Owen Campbell, and Stephen Ewer, who was in the Evil Dead remake.
And he looks, what, the 2009 one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He looks like he's the one with long hair and glasses. He looks identical to his character in the Evil Dead. Just his hair color is darker than it was in that movie. But I am so excited about this now. I didn't even know it existed until we just watched the trailer 30 minutes ago.
Well, I think I could have sworn it got announced today. So, this says, what I'm looking at says published 7 hours ago. So I believe it was really, this trailer today.
I was about to say, I just saw it was announced yesterday because they posted the poster for it.
Gotcha.
And the poster says, dying to show you a good time.
Oh, lovely.
But I love how this article is just wording everything. They're obviously very excited for the movie, but also being funny about it. And it says, all right, kids, this movie is rated R for strong bloody violence and gore, strong sexual content, graphic nudity, drug use, and language. Phew.
Everything. Pretty much everything that's could make it R-rated is available in this movie.
Yeah. But it arrives in theaters March 18th. Let's go see it.
Sure. I was gonna say, I'll see whatever. I really don't. March is kind of a weird time for a horror movie, don't you think?
It
now
is.
I think about it.
All right.
I mean, obviously not every horror-related movie can come out in October.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, there'd be too many movies to see, and then they would all steal money from each other, and they'd all not do great.
Yeah.
Obviously.
I know exactly what you're saying.
But I do feel like March is
okay, hear me out.
It's a strange month for that. But whatever, it still looks good.
Yeah. So me and my buddy were just talking.
At least it didn't come out in January.
Hey.
January movies don't do good.
Don't dig.
January movies don't do well. It's just that's a fact.
All I'm saying is, this one. I know you're digging at Scream.
No. Legitimately, I kind of forgot that it was coming out in January,
so
which makes me kind of scared now that I think about it.
Next week, I think.
That sounds right.
Yeah. So I think Scream comes out next week, but that one's gonna surprise us. I already know it is. It may not do that great because it's January, but also I think it's gonna surprise us.
I hope so.
Because I don't think I've ever seen a horror movie get as much praise on Twitter as I've seen this new Scream movie.
That's a fair point.
critics love it, and fans are just buzzing.
That is good. That is very good to hear.
Very good. But what was I gonna say? Oh, so hear me out. While we have like 5 minutes.
Right.
Me and my friend were talking about like the state of horror and like today's like popularity, like pop culture stuff. It's everywhere.
True.
There's very few people who just don't enjoy horror films because at this point they're all so diverse and like the different content.
And there's horror series too. Like that's jumped up in popularity over the last like 5 years.
Haunting on Hill House, is that the first one?
like Haunting on Hill House, stuff like Stranger Things, Scream Queens,
American Horror
Story. Yeah, like those are like the big ones.
And so like
Ash vs. Evil Dead even.
Oh yeah, because that's what really like brought it into like mainstream pop culture to where like everyone is watching horror related things now. I think you're gonna be seeing a lot of like more of these like random and weird horror drops because
it's just a general thing now.
Yeah.
Like it's not just
Who
a Halloween
was it?
thing anymore.
I can't remember if it was James Gunn or Zack Snyder, one of the big directors that everyone follows every move they make.
Yeah.
They said, it was one of them, it may not even been the two, but they said something like, I want to do another horror project or like venture into it because you can do so many things in a horror movie beyond scary stuff.
Right.
Like, I mean, look at Jordan Peele.
Right, exactly.
All of his movies have had like some form of a deeper meaning.
Of course.
And like even beyond like, I'm trying to think, like even beyond like a controversial topic either. Like you can make things about things that are so like Hereditary is a horrifying, gut-wrenching movie.
Right.
And for the most part, it's not even like that gory or that like intense like visually.
Right.
It's the feeling it gives you. And it turns out the whole thing is about just dealing with grief.
Right.
And so I don't know.
Yeah, it's even things like something as simple as like something like It Follows, where it's not really like that violent openly at all because
you hardly see any violence
because you hardly see any violence, and the thing that is partaking the violence you literally can't see.
Oh yeah.
And it just becomes like a huge game of keep away, basically.
Yeah.
And like on paper that sounds like really weird and almost kind of dumb, but then you see the movie and you're like, this is awesome. Yeah. I adore
on paper,
that movie.
It Follows sounds like a very bad high school.
Right,
movie.
Yeah, it's like all it's like
like,
it'd be like some like dumb like high school like film project, and they just call the movie like Tag, like something like that. You know what I mean?
But no, it sounds like one of those dumb like public schools scare you into not thinking contraceptives are a thing because
like scare you into not doing things that they don't like.
Exactly, because it's literally just like almost an adult sex ed training book. Because it's like, hey,
right, exactly,
like, literally like, hey, whatever you do, it's gonna follow you later. But no, but like I think because of the steady rise, you're gonna see more drops like this that are just weird.
Yeah,
because like I know that the new Texas Chainsaw movie drops in May.
I already forgot about that.
And that's a weird drop for a horror movie, too.
I was going to say, because then they announced... Oh, yeah. I don't remember if we ever... Oh, yeah, no, we didn't talk about this. Slightly related, because the semester was over when the Game Awards happened last month. But they did announce, completely out of nowhere, a Texas Chainsaw game as well.
Oh, yeah?
Coming out, like, I don't remember when. But, yeah, I totally forgot.
That one I think is next year, but still,
yeah,
like,
this thing, but
I
just 2 out of nowhere Texas Chainsaw like announcements within like a year, and that movie's coming out in May already. So yeah, the horror world is all over the place, which is
like,
good.
At this point though, like they're gonna get to a point where like one of the biggest things is people still call it like scary movies.
Right.
Before you know it, people are gonna stop calling it that.
Probably.
Because horror is obviously the genre title. Before you know it, it's not going to be like a thing that people are like, ooh, I have to be in a specific mood just to watch these movies.
Right.
It's going to be the same as watching a Marvel movie.
Right.
Because it's like, I'm just as surprised. As someone who grew up off of this stuff and like has always been like the kid that everyone's like, that's weird. Why are you idolizing these directors that make messed up movies? Like now,
it's like I would say it goes deeper than that, but nowadays more people are realizing that,
and people are like, "Holy crap, that Ari Aster dude who made Midsommar, he's smart."
Mm-hmm.
Because Hereditary, like I said, is about grief.
Yeah.
Midsommar, he like wrote the whole movie after a breakup,
mm-hmm.
and that's essentially what it is. It's like dealing with a toxic relationship.
Yeah.
But yet, you know, the whole time you feel uneasy because it's a horror movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Awesome. Like I said, you're gonna see more of it because especially the Texas Chainsaw movie, that's a summer release usually.
Oh yeah.
Which I get it May is like, on the cusp of spring and summer.
Right, it doesn't matter.
But like literally that's like a mid-July
right.
release.
And then like stuff like I Know What You Did Last Summer, like that's kind of the whole thing.
It's always like either in October or like around that time. Maybe even September, so it comes in time before Halloween or middle of summer.
Yeah.
Midsummer.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go. Man, it has like 12 meanings. Wow.
No, but like,
that's crazy.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Absolutely.
I'm a nerd about this stuff.
Of course.
I know Jacob enjoys his horror content, but
I'll say he
not near as much
I was
as
gonna
me.
say I'll say that Gavin sleeps and breathes this stuff.
Literally
For sure.
superheroes, Star Wars, and horror films.
There you go.
I could literally like annoy anyone. I'm gonna be a very annoying a person like when I start going to PTA meetings. When I'm older.
All right. Well, we're gonna go to break with that, and when we come back, we're gonna have a sort of more like horror related things, but in a completely different light than what we've been talking about, and we'll talk about that and more when we come back on the Shun's Talk Show.
Yeah. So.
Ow, that was loud.
Yeah. Had no idea. That's why I asked you mid thing. Didn't know I couldn't say the PORN word.
Yeah, I'm probably could. I was just like, let's not.
Yeah.
Let's play it safe.
Yeah. Well, right now it's fine.
Gotta
Twitch,
say, 'cause
Twitch is different than what the FCC
Very
can
true.
regulate.
And
me on.
luckily, shout out to Rich who came in as soon as it started and was like, turn Gavin up. Also, I think I realized our mics were completely like at 0 before I turned them on, and I didn't realize that as I was doing the
when
intro.
you first did it, like you were like, "Hey, welcome to Shut-ins." Some
Yeah.
people just missed the "hey" part. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah, I don't know why they were put all the way down, but yeah, then luckily Rich mentioned to turn you up, so I did, and then I forgot to turn my own headphones up. I'm like, I can't hear us both. That's weird, and I'm just dumb.
That's all right though.
Yeah, that's fine.
Keep it here to keep it nerding out with the Shut-Ins Talk Show on WZIS Z90.7.
Waluigi time.
And we are back with the Shut-Ins Talk Show. So like I mentioned, some more news and a bit on the horror side, but completely different from everything else we've talked about. Because this is about a movie that we talked about being announced last month, a couple months ago. I already don't remember. Like 1 or 2 months ago. It wasn't that long ago.
I think it was November.
Yeah,
Because
probably.
like Dave Grohl did an interview about it.
Right, and and that is the movie entitled Studio 666, which stars the entirety of the band Foo Fighters in it, and they dropped a trailer yesterday, and Gavin and I watched it earlier, giving us some more insight into the plot and everything going on, because originally it had just said that the band, I don't remember if they specified it would be like they're like Foo Fighters themselves, or they'd be pretending to be a different band, but in the trailer, they are themselves. They are the Foo Fighters, and they find like this old like house or whatever in the middle of nowhere to record music in, and Dave Grohl's like, oh yeah, this is the place. This is where we're gonna make album 10. Like this is great. And then as things go on, like Dave Grohl, he like the best part I think of the entire trailer is at the beginning where he's like, guys, I already got an idea for a song, and he starts playing a riff. And he's just playing Everlong. and then Taylor Hawkins looks at him and goes, oh yeah, Dave, that song's called Everlong. You wrote it like 20 years ago. And he's just sitting there like, oh man. And like the whole thing, like he's got like super writer's block, and he can't think of anything to make. His guitar strings are breaking.
And then Lionel Richie shows up.
Yeah, I don't know why. Lionel Richie did randomly show up to give Dave Grohl advice in this trailer. I don't know what that's about.
Lionel Richie, and he was like, "Hey man, everyone gets writer's block."
Yeah, like he was just there suddenly. It was incredible. So then, as it's going on, like so I guess the lady that's like showed them the house or like having him like stay there or rent it out or whatever, however the story's gonna end up going, she ends up saying like, oh yeah, there used to I think she said it was like it used to be a music house or whatever. So there might be maybe Lionel Richie could be like a music spirit even though he's not dead. Like I don't know if that's what it is. Yeah, I don't know what that could be. But then Dave Grohl ends up getting
the real Lionel Richie.
Dave Grohl gets possessed in this movie. He tries to go to bed, and there was even a time before that where like you see it's haunted because he's in this room and he claps, and you see like for a split second the face of one of the band members like yelling in agony, and it's all like red, and he just goes,
"Hey, that's
whoa."
cool."
Yeah, he's like, the acoustics in here are great. Like it was a whole
and that
like
was,
thing.
That was right as he went, Yep, that's it. This
Yeah,
is the
this
place
is
where
gonna
we
have
look
the sound. This building is gonna have the sound of album 10. So yeah, then Dave Grohl gets possessed, and I realized that, because then he shows like, it implies that he like grilled some random dude that was also there, like maybe a roadie or something, and then like ate him since he's possessed by a demon or something.
He says,
and
he
then
sure does know how to barbecue.
yeah, and then he does like he just makes a weird face, and I'm like, oh my god, he's literally just the devil again, like in the Tenacious D movie. He really is just the devil again. It's great.
And also, just like the tribute music video. You
Yeah,
can't forget that either.
Yeah, I always because he looks different in both, so I
Yeah.
forget that both are in fact him.
Well, in the Tenacious D movie, he looks a lot more ripped.
Yes, he does.
But
yeah, no, he
music video is
yeah, but
back
like
to skinny Grohl.
Yeah, but it's like all the weird like mannerisms, or maybe not all, but at least in the trailer you can already tell like the mannerisms of Dave Grohl being the devil from the music video
He's had
and
prior
the movie.
experience.
Yeah, exactly. This is not his first rodeo being, a demon in some form.
When they were writing this, that they were sitting there and Taylor was like, maybe I could get possessed. And Dave was like, that's a great idea.
Maybe I should get
No.
possessed. That's a great idea. Let's think about it later. Hey guys, I had this idea. Because then in this, Dave is like, he's like, all right, Taylor, play the drum parts. He's like, can we just finish this tomorrow, man? And then he's like, eyes get black, and he has a demon voice, and he's like, play the drums. So then he's like playing it, and then like, it's cutting the different things in the trailer, and then it cuts back to him. He's like, there, the drums recorded, we're done. And then Dave just picks up a cymbal and goes, yeah, we are. And he frisbees it at Taylor's head, and then it cuts away. So it's very possible Dave Grohl is going to kill all of his bandmates in this movie.
Yeah.
Which would be absurd.
This sounds terrible because I love the Foo Fighters. But if that was just misleading and someone doesn't get decapitated with the symbol,
Right.
I'm actually going to be
Oh, man. Maybe it won't be him. It'll be
that's gotta
somebody else.
That's got to be the most original horror kill.
Right.
that I've ever
Frisbeeing a symbol, that is pretty funny.
Specifically, Dave Grohl frisbeeing a symbol.
A symbol at his bandmate and friend.
Wait, let me fix
Taylor
that one more
Hawkins.
Time. Possessed Dave Grohl.
Correct. Dave Grohl, possessed by a demon of some kind, having Taylor Hawkins record drums for their album, and then decapitated with the very symbol he used. These are brand new sentences we're speaking into existence. This has never been outside of them making the movie. This has never been said.
Oh,
before.
someone watching this with no context probably thinks we're in the midst of a shared fever dream.
More than likely, yeah. So, in case you couldn't tell, this is a horror comedy.
What?
That's being made.
This looks very serious.
I know,
and
right?
gritty
Yeah,
and
yeah.
has a lot of social commentary.
It's about it's a documentary, bro. They're documenting them making the album,
Album 10.
But instead of releasing it after the album's made, they're releasing it before we get to hear what it sounds like. I would not be surprised. Like, I think at minimum they'll probably have like a soundtrack album or something. But it would be really funny if they did, like, because album 10. It already came out. Like, their 10th album already came out. That was earlier last year or the year before. I already forget. No, it was last year. Medicine at Midnight is their 10th album.
Yeah.
So this is just a joking.
Oh, they wrote this.
Reason.
Yeah, Dave Grohl.
Yeah, this is a joke.
When they announced it, Dave Grohl was like, "Oh yeah, we wrote this movie," or he was like, "We all got help writing this movie when we were making album 10."
Yeah.
He was like, and so
yeah. So
he just thought it'd be fun.
Yeah. So more than likely they'll have a soundtrack album. Maybe they'll be. I don't know if they'll have like new music, but at the very least they might have some or all of the songs off of that. But it's also really funny because there's no song. I've listened to that album multiple times, and there's definitely not a song that's like Everlong? Correct. But there's also not a song that sounds like Dave Grohl was possessed by a demon and then wrote it and recorded it. So it's hearing some of the, if they really do just like pretend it's the first time they're recording those songs, it's gonna be really funny that this is what Demon Dave Grohl came up with.
No, it'd be even funnier if it is Medicine to Midnight. Like it's
yeah,
actually that album that they're making.
It literally is.
And so he's so hardcore about it, but then like they're just recording.
It's just a total tone shift. like he literally, like, his face turns green. He's got like weird red like lines on his face. His eyes are completely black. His teeth are sharp, and he's just playing Cloud Spotter. Like, it's so weird, you know. Like you would hear. Yeah, like, there's really no Foo Fighters song in their entire discography that I think a demon would write, which makes this even funnier.
Have you never heard the best of you.
Oh, okay. the meme version where he just says the best. A demon created that, and it's really funny. Every time I play that for people, they want to kill me because it's really annoying.
Just
really
like
fast.
whoever made the X remix of "Look at Me" and it's "Can't Keep My Pants in My Pants."
Yes,
It's
over
just
and
pants
yes,
repeatedly.
yes, over and over again. I love those things. Those are really funny, as annoying as they are.
I love it when he said, "Just gotta." He's like, "Just gotta pants."
Yeah, it's just everything. Oh God, yeah. This movie is. Well, it's goofy and ridiculous, which is what is leading us to be just talking about it. Which
I think this is the first horror film made with a full rock band.
I'm trying to think
With
if there's
all the
been
members.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's been movies where like
About
and,
that kind
like
of stuff.
where like our whole bands are in it. Like the movie Singles, like
Oh,
the
yeah.
entirety. I think the entirety of, or it's not the entirety, but like most of the members of Pearl Jam are in it. But
Oh,
they play,
yeah.
but in character, they're different people. They're in the band Citizen Dick, and they all play different instruments and parts than they do in the actual band. And then Chris Cornell shows up at one point, R.I.P. And then Alice in Chains is literally there, like playing music just as themselves. So it's all over the place. But yeah, it's not always often that an entire band is like legit in a movie.
You know
but this
what's
is like
funny?
they're the stars of it, and they possibly die. So. What?
You know what's funny?
Hmm.
When we said the first time a band's been in a horror movie or something, or just movies in general, first thing that came to mind is when The Offspring full band was there as themselves in Idle Hands
Oh yeah.
to perform a cover of "I Want to Be Sedated."
Oh yeah, that was super. What a weird everything. That whole sentence
And
is
then
all
the lead singer
true.
gets scalped.
Oh yeah, he dies. I don't remember his name. I always forget his name. He's a doctor though. That's Doctor lead singing The Offspring now.
Sorry. I'm a fake Offspring fan. I'm sorry.
No, you say that. I don't even remember his name.
I didn't know he had,
So
I
it's
didn't
like-
know he had a doctorate.
Granted, it happened like 3 years ago, so
But,
it's still new news. But obviously, I'm a fake fan. I don't even remember his name.
So the only energy I'm getting from it
Oh,
is
God.
this is the end energy.
Right?
Because
Yeah.
that was the first time I've ever seen a movie where
Like everybody's casual.
every
yeah.
single person played their real world self.
But then a bunch of tragic things happened, and they played it off as if it was nothing. They're just like, "Oh no!" Anyway, and then moved on.
Well, just in general, like that was the first time I've ever seen a movie where all the actors play their real world selves and like people are dying.
Right.
Because that movie came out in 2011, I think.
Something like that.
And so,
Oh shoot.
no, 2014. I thought no, that
No,
was the
no, it was
interview.
not. Yeah, it's earlier than that.
Whenever
yeah,
it came out.
you keep going. I'm looking
I
it
was
up.
just young enough to where in my head I was like, what if this is real?
It came out in 2013. Okay, that's.
I was like, what if James Franco really just died?
yeah, I just remember like.
What if Channing Tatum really did become Danny McBride's pet?
What if Emma Watson really did show up and start threatening people? That's the one thing I remember the most about that movie is like Emma Watson's like, we thought you were nice, like, and she's just like brandishing a knife or whatever it was at people.
I think the funniest part is when Jay goes, I think we need to address the elephant in the room. And Danny McBride goes, it's not nice to call Craig fat. He's right here. And then Craig goes, oh, that's racist.
Oh no.
And then, no. I know what really happened in that.
Yeah.
You know what really happened?
In what part? Because we're going off the
The
rails.
whole movie.
That
of
of this is the end.
No,
Okay.
so what really happened in real life was the Backstreet Boys performed a song with all of them. And it was great.
Right.
No,
Well, so overall, the cast of Studio 666 is made up of Foo Fighters band members Dave Grohl, Taylor Hawkins, Nate Mandel, Pat Smear, Chris Shiflett, and Rami Jaffee. And they're also joined. Also, the rest of this cast is also stacked.
Oh, yeah.
We need to make sure to get to that before we go to break again. Whitney Cummings, Will Forte, Jenna Ortega, Leslie Grossman, and Jeff Garland.
Wait,
are in
Jenna
this.
Ortega's in that one too?
She is. Oh yeah.
She is.
I just
in
realized.
everything.
Yeah,
she's in the new Scream. She is in
Oh my-
X.
She
and
is.
she's
I
in
forgot
Studio
about
666.
Dude, that's so funny. She's in everything. This is great.
Now we don't have to be as bummed if she gets murked at the beginning of Scream like it implies.
Right.
So if it really does happen and
It's
our
like-
theories are wrong,
Yeah. It's
then
like, oh
we'll be
well.
like, okay, let's just go watch X.
Yeah, let's go watch X and then Studio
And she dies.
666.
Then she dies in that one, and
And
then
I
like,
was
all right, let's go watch Studio 666.
yeah. Then also, yeah, that was funny because as soon as it started, it's Jeff Garland. Like, I guess he's supposed to pretending to be their manager or whatever, and he's talking to Foo Fighters. I immediately was like, "What? Jeff is here!" And then it says there's also a couple of fun cameos in store with Lionel Richie showed up, like we mentioned earlier. And then I didn't catch this, but former Slayer songwriter and guitarist Kerry King shows up. I didn't realize that was him. I totally spaced. I didn't notice him.
What?
That's so funny. So at the very least, outside of Foo Fighters, Lionel Richie's there for a hot minute, and so is Kerry King of Slayer. So who knows who else? And if that what that one lady said that like gave them the house or whatever, because I swear she said something about like, oh yeah, this used to be like a rock house or whatever. So like,
yeah,
if
she does say that.
Yeah, so if like other like weird like apparitions of like famous musicians show up, this movie's gonna be even funnier. And also, it's coming out February 25th.
Oh,
so,
Will Forte. We forgot to mention him.
No, I said.
You did?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did the rundown.
Because
Yeah.
I remember in the trailer I forgot his name, and so I just went,
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's how I was with Jeff Garlin at first. I'm like, oh wait, I know who that is. Yeah, we saw like Jeff Garlin, the Foo Fighters, and then obviously the Foo Fighters, and then Will Forte. We were like, and you were immediately like, this is stacked. What is this cast? because when it was announced, we were like, oh, it's just like a joke movie that the band was making, you know, like. But they have enough money and friends like making a full movie. It's like, no, we got like actual people in this movie. It's crazy.
This is crazy.
I didn't know what to expect, and it's way better than I could have possibly imagined. I love it.
I just want to know, who is Jenny Ortega in this movie?
Right.
And why didn't we see her?
Yeah, right. We just skipped over. We were probably so used to seeing her that she was like, oh yeah, we seen her in the last like 4 trailers we watched, so of course she's meant to be there.
So you know how IMDb works. So when
Yeah.
you like click full cast, it's gonna show the most popular person first.
Yes.
So it's Jenna Ortega currently,
Mm-hmm.
and then Dave Grohl's way under like the big actors,
Yeah.
and then it's the rest of the band.
That's pretty funny. But we are going to go to break. I do look forward to seeing this movie at the end of February. Another weird horror drop, but this is also a comedy, so it makes sense. But yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, it's going to be in theaters too. We can go watch it. We can go
have a whole list of
We can go watch Jenna Ortega in like 6 movies this year.
Well, at least for the first 3 months we will. 'Cause
Yeah,
we got
right?
Scream in
Yeah.
January.
Oh my God,
Studio
you're right.
666 in February.
Oh my God.
X in March.
Jenna Ortega in horror movies only.
She's taking over.
She's taking over. All right. Well, when we come back, I don't think we're going to talk about Jenna Ortega, but who knows at this rate. We're going to be talking about. We got a lot of like some smaller things overall for the next 2 breaks. Yeah, we got some grab bags, so we'll see how the next 2 breaks go when we come back on the Shut-Ins Talk Show. I just can't believe we came to this epiphany all at once. We figured out all in the span of like 2 seconds. Like, wait, she's in everything we're talking about. The movie we talked about coming out next week, Jenna Ortega. The first thing we talk about, Jenna Ortega. The third one, Jenna Ortega.
Yeah.
She's not in Final Station 6, is she? We don't know. Well, we don't know. There's no test.
She probably is.
No, she probably is.
Gosh, that's the only thing I don't like about Hollywood.
Well, yeah. What's the thing? Sometimes it works. Yeah, they do have flavor of the months, and by flavor of the months, I mean like for the next year and a half, where somebody's in like everything.
Yeah.
Like with Chris Pratt over the last like year or so, he's suddenly in everything and still being casted in he got cast as Mario and Garfield in the span of like 3 months.
Yeah.
3 months. Neither of those movies are finished. And he's both main characters already. It's
That makes me sad.
It's so weird.
His nephew slaughtered a bunch of
You want to
Jedi.
start with the boys
Keep listening to the Shut-Ins Talk
Sure.
Show, only on Z90.7
Sure, yeah.
WZIS.
Welcome back to the Shut-Ins Talk Show. So yeah, we have another going along the train of things Gavin really enjoys for this edition
This is
of
the
the
Gavin,
Shut-Ins.
This is the Gavin episode.
Yeah, this is the all of Gavin's favorite things
I feel special.
over the course of the whole hour of airtime that we have.
I just want
so go right ahead.
I just want everyone right now to know, Jacob would like these things too.
I know
If
it's
you
just
would
a matter of
listen to me.
no. It's not that I don't, Gavin. It's not that I don't listen to you. It's that I have
you're right. You listen. To
I
me,
have-
but then you disregard everything.
No, I have too many interests and not enough time. That's just the short and long of it.
I'd make time for you.
Okay,
You if you said, "Hey, you really need to
Wow.
watch this."
Wow. Okay, you're really gonna
Just
make you
saying,
try to make you feel bad
I'm gonna
live
pull
on
I'm
both
pulling that
Twitch
card.
and the air.
Guilt
That's crazy. You're really gonna pull that over 2 mediums.
Okay.
That's wild.
Okay, we can settle this lovers'
Later.
quarrel later. So we got a teaser trailer for season 3 of The Boys.
The boys.
The Boys. And I was wrong earlier. It's not late June. It's early June.
Oh, nice. So you were mad about nothing.
I still mad because it's still June.
Yeah.
But this teaser trailer probably was the most like difficult thing to watch ever in my life. That's the most.
And it's only like 12 seconds.
The most uneasy I've ever felt in my life was that trailer.
Yeah, because in this teaser trailer, it's simply like a photo shoot of some kind with I believe remember their names, Homelander and Starlight.
Yep.
Standing next to each other, and Homelander, for those who may have seen even just a little bit of The Boys, is unhinged, or at least it would be if he didn't have decent composure. And so it just starts zooming in on his face, and he's like sitting there smiling with the pictures, and you can see his like resolve just like slowly cracking, and he starts to like almost frown, and then he just keeps trying to smile, and like his stare is just dead.
Yeah.
And like, it's super uneasy, which I'm not surprised at because that's just what he's gotten good at. Like I've seen people like, even though I've not like watched much of the show myself, I plan to, but I saw someone I follow on Twitter a while ago. Because after, this is when the Marvel Hawkeye show was coming out, and people were talking about Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yeah.
And this guy had said man, Vincent D'Onofrio is really good, like is like top tier good at like making you feel uneasy just when he's on screen. And he's like the dude that plays Homelander, I don't recall his name.
I forgot the actor's
name.
But
like he does say like him as that character specifically does the same thing.
Anthony Starr, that's his name.
Anthony Starr. Just him as Homelander being on screen in any capacity. It could be a picture. It could be you watching the show. It could be you seeing a clip on Twitter. Just him being on screen, you could just feel uneasy because he just is really good at having just this aura of this dude could just snap at any second, and you don't know what's gonna happen.
That's exactly what the show is too. Like essentially, like he literally could snap at any moment because he thinks because he is the most powerful person and could very easily just take over the world if he had to.
Mm-hmm. Or wanted to.
Even though he is that guy, he isn't being that guy. And so he's constantly getting pulled into things and like conflicts of what he really wants. And granted, he probably looks uneasy because the show takes place after season 2, obviously. And his ex-girlfriend just got, outed to the whole world as a Nazi.
Yikes.
And so, so that teaser was annoying because it gave us the release date being June 3rd. Should I remind you that season 2 came out end of 2020?
Oof.
So,
and also a reminder that today is January 12th.
Yeah, I'm depressed.
Yeah,
I literally have to wait until the next month that starts with J.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, but, I was gonna say that release date is closer to my birthday than it is now.
Sad face. So okay, for those that haven't like seen the show or don't know much about it, bottom line is like it's a very realistic take on if superheroes were real people,
right?
And they're obviously very marketed.
Yeah, it was
owned by a giant corporation.
Yeah, they're owned. It's like NASCAR, but superpowered people.
Kind of.
Like they're owned. They have sponsors. They do like they're like celebrities.
Yeah,
which is exactly what would happen if superheroes were real.
Yeah,
that's just a fact.
It's hyper realistic, and some of them are addicted to a special drug.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them, are just terrible people.
Yeah, it's like any movie that would have like depictions of Hollywood.
Exactly.
But superheroes doing it.
Mm-hmm. And they're almost treated more so like athletes than that, too. Because they sign contracts to be stationed in a specific city to be that city's hero.
Like a mascot.
Exactly.
But legitimately, like, stopping crime, at least they're supposed to.
Yeah. And so, great show. A few, like, names you never heard before. Like, Anthony Starr, he's been around, but I have never seen him, like, take a major role like this before. Mm-hmm. So he was a fresh face to me. But the cast is stacked, which you may not know all the names, but like you see their face and you're like, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah, and there's a big one that they're adding for this season.
Uh-huh. So the current cast right now, right this moment, is Carl Urban, Anthony Starr, Erin Moriarty, Jack Quaid, Chase Crawford, Karen Fukuhara, Dominique McElliott, Jesse T. Usher, Laz Alonso, Tamara Capone, Nathan Mitchell, Kobe Winifay, Aya Cash, Layla Robbins, Claudia Domit.
Giancarlo Esposito's in this show? Wait, was he in the other 2 seasons?
Yep.
Is he a bad guy?
Cameo in the first season, and in the second season takes a bigger role.
Is he a bad guy though?
He's one of the corporate dudes for VOD.
So yes,
No,
he
he's
is
actually not a bad guy.
really
So, like,
that's
if you
that's
think-
like that's
So
the
when you
only
look-
roles he takes.
So when you look at it, though, it's not the company's fault that the superheroes are corrupt.
Yeah,
They're not necessarily good people, but it's
correct.
the only thing they do wrong is cover up when the superhero does something bad. But so he's not necessarily a bad guy because he technically threatens the superheroes more than he does anyone else.
Gotcha.
Because like there's this part where he's arguing with Homelander, and at one point he literally goes, "You're gonna do what I say."
It's all
And
word.
You keep threatening to kill me, but you're gonna do what I say
Word.
because what else are you going to do?
Dang. I was gonna say even when
goes,
when he's not a bad guy, he still sounds like the most threatening person.
Because he literally
ever.
goes like, "We're not a superhero company.
Right.
We're a pharmaceutical company.
Mm.
We're here to sell what makes superheroes. So you are our product.
Oh
And
Jesus.
you are also our spokesperson."
See,
so get to pushing.
Yeah, I was like that does sound kind of not good either. So
Oh yeah, like it's more like an anti-hero.
I guess so.
But the cast is stacked.
yeah, that's
And recently added to the roster is Jensen Ackles of Supernatural fame as a character entitled Soldier Boy.
yes.
Not to get confused with the you.
Yeah, with Soldier.
I'm
boy.
telling you, based on how this show has been,
Oh no.
like some of these superheroes like actually have like record deals and stuff.
Oh
and,
my
like make
God.
superhero raps and stuff.
Oh no.
And some of them aren't bad. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, cool.
If they don't have a scene that has him at least walking out to the crankdat, that'll be the biggest fumble bag in the history
Well,
of
see,
television.
from what you've told me, what I've seen about the character, that probably won't happen though, because the whole
I don't
thing,
know. They
because the
might
whole
switch it up too, though.
that's true, but the whole thing that's mostly known about this character, Soldier Boy, is that the origins is that it's just a straight up like rip off basically of Captain America,
Like basically carbon copy.
yeah,
of Captain
but like
America.
making fun of him, and like multiple
Yeah.
people have held the mantle, but also with like the main one that they usually focus on, from what I've seen from like the comics and stuff, is that he's a superhero,
It's
but
the
he's
one
a
modern times.
yeah, the one in modern times. He's a superhero, but he's a total crybaby wuss.
Yeah,
like
little-
like shaking in his boots constantly. Like every picture, if you look up Soldier Boy's comics like on Google and go to images, like you'll see him like pictures of him just like sitting there like on a street or something, like
Yeah.
shaking, looking like he's about to
I was
just
say,
like
when you
freak
literally,
out.
When you literally look up, you even see it when you look up Jensen Ackles Soldier Boy.
yeah. That's the picture, the side by
You looked
sides
it
they
up,
put.
It's the side by side of that, and in that picture, he's literally just staying there, like shaking. Like they drew the lines that imply he's shaking, and he
Yeah.
just has pee running down his leg.
Yeah, he's soiled himself out
Yeah.
of fear.
But I don't know.
But it's
'cause
also what's funny
the
about
show
this.
has also changed a lot about characters, though.
That right, of course.
Because like I said, Stormfront was originally a man in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
So not only did they gender swap, but also they made it to where he had been alive the whole time,
Okay.
or she in the show.
Yes.
And a whole bunch of other stuff too, like Victoria Newman, one of the characters in the show. In the comics, he was Victor Newman,
Okay.
and he wasn't the same like role he had in the comics either.
Gotcha.
And so I'm thinking he may not be like that, but he's
Mm-hmm.
not going to be like one of the corrupt heroes.
Right.
But he also is having trouble like picking a side, whether to do right or wrong, making him easily manipulated, whether it's by the boys or
Mm-hmm.
by Homelander.
I was thinking. I just had a thought to where, because what's funny, especially about Jensen Ackles being cast as this, is that he tried for the role of actual Captain America. That was eventually obviously given to Chris Evans.
Then they offered Hawkeye to him.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
Right
They also
after-
offered Hawkeye, and then that didn't end up happening.
He said no to Hawkeye because that's when Supernatural became huge.
Yeah. So which that worked out fine for him.
Because they had
But-
Captain America casted before Thor was even made.
Right, exactly. But then, oh yeah, he was in that. I forgot.
Yeah.
But that was his first appearance. But yeah, so I do find it funny that it's come kind of full circle,
Yeah.
and after not getting Captain America, he's now an offshoot of Captain America. But now I was thinking, like you said, with them doing things pretty drastically different from the comics in some cases for some characters, like you've been saying, they could be like out in public and like on screen and like recordings, he acts it'd be really funny if he acted like just like Chris Evans,
Yeah.
Captain America. But then when the cameras are off or he's in private, that's when he's like freaking out, like scared of
Yeah.
everything. He just puts up a facade. I feel like that's a way they can
just
run with it.
wonder
I think
what
that I just think the part of him, like whether they do any combination of that or none of it doesn't matter. Because I'm not a writer.
I don't know.
But if there's any point where he's just like straight up like mimicking how Chris Evans acts as Captain America, that would be hilarious.
So the thing is, though, is like in the show, or in the comics specifically, or no, I had it right. In the show, when a character acts like that at all, they're going to die within the first 5 minutes you meet them. Like that's just how the show works.
Well,
And they keep saying that he plays such a huge role. I don't
Okay.
know if they'll make him like that big of a soft character
Mhm.
versus more so like him being easily manipulative.
Right.
Manipulative. Like I feel like it's gonna lean more towards that than him being scared of everything.
Mhm.
It's more so like he's just a follower, not a leader.
Gotcha.
So like when the cameras are rolling, it's his best impersonation of Chris Evans.
yeah.
But when the cameras are off, is when
He's just like, what do I do? Tell me what to do.
he literally is like, whatever you guys say.
Yeah.
And
That would be hilarious.
on top of that, also, Laurie Holden from The Walking Dead also got casted into The Boys as
Okay.
Crimson Countess,
Gotcha.
another character who was involved in the Boys universe version of the Avengers, which is called Payback. And that's where you see like a lot of the more Marvel ripoffs than DC.
Right.
It's where you see Soldier Boy, Crimson Countess. Like from the looks of like the pictures they've posted from her set photos, she looks like a rip of Wanda.
Mm.
But you also ran into Stormfront, who is literally just a evil combination of Shazam and Thor.
Gotcha.
But yeah, and so like the Seven is like their version of the Justice League, and so you're gonna see more characters from Payback or whatever it's called. And there's a rumor that Tech Knight is also gonna get involved,
Okay.
and that's like their version of Iron Man.
Okay.
But there's a whole bunch of new characters that were added, just haven't like they're I wouldn't say no names, but like they're characters that they're actors you wouldn't expect to see in like something huge.
Right.
I forgot his name, but the other half of Boondock Saints.
Oh, okay.
That's not Norman Reedus.
Got you.
He is playing a character called Gunpowder,
Okay.
who is basically a parody of Judge Dredd.
Oh, yes.
And
I'm
so-
all about it. That's awesome.
The season's gonna be crazy.
Right.
But then we also got more details.
Because I remember, like, not to interrupt, but I remember, like, even before they showed, like, any footage or any announcement of, like, a release date, I remember I had just seen things, like, on the internet in general and things that, like, you had told me about, and then just, like having pictures of, like, the title of a script or something, like, some big things in the comics that they're doing,
Yeah,
like, on screen
there's
this season.
So there's this whole like separate story arc in the comics called Herogasm.
Right. Which
and
is...
apparently that's going to take a big thing in this season.
Right.
And I don't remember exactly what it entails. But
Yeah. It's definitely something we can't talk about
no, it's
on
not
air.
like that. I don't think.
Oh, is it not? I thought it was.
sounds like it would be, but I don't think it's like that at all.
Interesting.
Well, because they lost 3 members of the 7, which is their Justice League, so their biggest
yeah.
team.
Yes.
And so I think it's going to be like this just overpour of soups in New York that are trying to
like
fill
a
the
power,
spots.
like a power vacuum. Yeah.
Yeah, that are just trying to fill the spots in that.
Gotcha.
And so, like, I wouldn't say it'd be a war, but like
Right.
it's gonna be overwhelming.
People trying to one up each other. Yeah.
and it's gonna be very overwhelming.
Yeah.
But before we go to break, because we definitely need to,
Yeah.
we got some more details about the college spin-off series coming from The Boys.
Yes.
And the spin-off series is described as a Hunger Games-esque drama.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's set on the campus of America's like super exclusive university. There's a name for it, I forget.
Mm-hmm.
But it's called Goldigan University. And
Okay.
it made like the most popular heroes, Queen Maeve, A-Train, the Deep, and stuff. But trying to think, it's I don't know if it's gonna be like about characters that we've already seen, or if it's gonna be only about the campus.
Okay.
But they said that they started filming on it now that season 3 is finished.
Okay.
So yeah, bottom line is
A lot of boys content in the future. Not the near future, but the future nonetheless.
stop it.
Sorry, I had to.
I hope that Nintendo doesn't release another thing for 5 years now.
Well, you're already too late because they dropped the trailer for the new Kirby game
Don't
like
care, don't
today.
care, don't care,
So,
don't care,
anyways,
don't
we're gonna go to break. When we come back, we're gonna have some more of the for the last 10 minutes of the show, we'll have some more smaller news, some grab bag stuff.
When we come back, Jacob Pignett's going to finally be nice to me.
Okay, wow. Well, we'll see if that happens when we come back on Shut-Ins Talk Show. Ay. It is hot as hell in here, dude.
I took off my jacket.
It is. It sucks.
It's hotter than hot.
It sucks too, because when I woke up this morning, I was like, it's above freezing today. Like it was, because it was under yesterday. But I'm still gonna like layer up because I don't know if it'll be colder. And I don't think it's cold. Well, it might be. It's dark out now. It might be colder again, but it's really backfiring because everywhere I've gone inside today has been super hot. It's not fun.
Ow, my nose hurts. Not hurts, but like itches. You know, like the itches that like
Why do I
hurt
keep
a little bit?
Yeah.
Because your nose is so sensitive.
Yeah, I keep yawning now, and I don't know why. As soon as it gets dark out, suddenly I'm so much hatred.
What you currently have in
Your mouth.
This is the Shut-Ins Talk Show on every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. only on WZIS Z90.7.
And we are back once again with the Shut-Ins Talk Show. So for the last 10 minutes here, we're going to be talking about just some random little tidbits that we've gotten of news that weren't enough to go a full like 10 or 15 on their own.
Yeah.
So.
Real quick. So before we get into like the news stuff, real question, since this has like no central theme.
Okay.
What should we call the Chef's fan club?
Oh my god.
I'm starting to
Oh my god.
I'm starting to think it's building up.
You think so?
I'm thinking.
Well, last I checked, somebody that followed us on Twitch was like called
The Chef's biggest
the
fan.
Chef's biggest fan. So I guess
and I definitely don't know who that is.
Definitely don't.
Wink, wink.
Yeah,
Shout
definitely.
out you, Chef's biggest fan. You're
yeah,
cool.
definitely don't know
super
who that
cool.
is.
I was about to say my phone vibrated. I expect to get a text like, "Hey, that's me."
I was gonna say they said something in the Twitch chat earlier. They say Cooker's the love of my life. So there you go.
Hey.
Okay,
I'm
but
gonna
we
use
will.
the same-
I was like, if you have an idea for Gavin's fans, what Gavin's fans should be called, go to the Twitch chat and say it, or contact us in some other way. I don't know. There's ways to get to us.
We definitely don't know who you are. So
Yeah, we do.
Hit me on my Twitter.
Yeah, there you go. Which we
Tweet at us.
Yeah, or tweet
One of us, both of us. I don't care.
I mean, or find the station social medias, whatever.
Let's make a separate
Just,
shut-ins Twitter.
I'm sure, maybe, I don't know. Who knows? I was gonna say
All alum will get invited to also help run it.
So I was gonna say I'm this is my last semester here, so I'm only part of shut-ins for so much longer.
Some
so
tweets
I don't know
will
if I should be
the Chris
giving that.
Lopez.
Oh yeah, maybe
The People's DJ.
the People's DJ, Chris Lopez. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care what my fan club is. You guys decide.
Anyways,
And
on to
news.
the news portion. That was our minute break of whatever that was.
One last final horror-esque topic for today.
Mm-hmm.
Final Destination 6.
Yes.
Which I think they gave up on finding a unique name for it.
Correct.
Because it's just called Final Destination 6.
In all caps. Wait, no, I thought it was called Final Destination No 6. And it was in all caps.
Possibly.
Because that's what Scream did. Instead of Scream 5, it's just Scream in all caps.
Are you sure we didn't just say it was going to do that?
That might have been the one I joked about, because that was like the last...
Because you joked about that, and I said, watch them call it Final Sixtination.
That would be funny. Because it would be really dumb and look ugly.
So it's no longer coming to theaters.
Which
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
I missed that, actually.
But Spider-Man director John Watts is producing it.
Okay.
And it'll be coming to HBO Max when it's finished.
Okay.
They just wrapped up casting, or no. They started filming. That's what it is.
Okay, but do we have a cast? I don't recall having a cast.
No, we have the writers, though.
Okay. That is kind of interesting that they've started filming, but we don't really know the cast.
Maybe it's going to be a surprise.
Maybe, I don't know.
Because from what I remember from the last Final Destination 5, is one, there weren't very many big names at all. Like maybe one or two.
Kind of tends to be how the series goes.
And two, it kind of came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think they were just like randomly like, oh, hey, trailer.
Yeah, hey, FD5, all right, here you go. And then nothing happens for 10 years.
Which maybe they're still writing. I don't know. It just says that they started production, which usually means filming / setting up.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know. I don't remember his name. He's like mainly a comic actor. He's an Anchorman. The one with the giant bald spot.
I know who you're talking. I can't remember
Always
his name
forget
either,
his
but
name. He's awesome.
Yes.
I just forgot his name. He was in Final Destination 5. I think he was literally the biggest name, other than Tony Todd, of course.
Oh, of course.
Because he's been in all of them.
Gotcha.
Forgot about that.
Yeah,
But,
my knowledge on Final Destination is quite limited, outside of like some of the dumber kills in the series, which they got progressively dumber as it went on.
Yeah.
As most horror movies do.
Yeah, so in order to avoid getting dumber,
They didn't make a movie
they're
for 10
switching.
years.
Well, and they're switching up the theme of it.
Okay.
Instead of it mainly just being a whole bunch, like a group of strangers that just so happens to be just some freak accident.
And they like avoid death, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be they call it the medical world, so it's gonna be like paramedics, firefighters, and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So it'll probably be a freak accident, but like a more believable one.
Yeah, not a plane randomly exploding or
that
whatever.
Actually was believable.
Well, yeah, that one.
that was
but
just engine failure.
right, but I don't remember what the
But
other
like
ones
a
were.
roller coaster just completely disintegrating.
Yeah, like that the more just absurd ones.
Or like a bridge just falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
Because or the most absurd one I think has to be the NASCAR one. No, like while those were creative, I will say.
Yeah,
The
say
kills specifically taking place at the racetrack.
yeah.
Those were creative.
Well, yeah, the whole thing about Final Destination is that they border on clever and downright stupid, like pretty much all the time. Like if it's a good one, it was clever. If it was a bad one, it was stupid.
I mean,
like
honestly,
that's just how it is.
After Final Destination 2, so 3, 4, and 5, it was almost like watching later on Nightmare on Elm Street movies or later on Friday the 13th movies.
Right.
Because no one was really there for plot.
Yeah, we were just here
Nor
for
were
the
they for clever.
Yeah,
We were there for funny deaths
and bad acting.
Yeah, literally. Like the one girl that was like, "Are you out of your freaking minds?" and then gets decapitated by a random tire.
Yeah.
When she's outside of the stadium where the racetrack is.
Yeah, it's stupid.
But it was sick. I will give them that though. Like their special effects have always been great.
I would hope so.
Because
Yeah.
CGI obviously has to be used when a bridge is collapsing.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like just normal like dismemberment,
Mhm.
it's always practical.
Yeah.
And it always looks good.
Yep.
But that's about it though. I mean,
Yeah.
they're gonna try to switch it up, which I'm glad it's coming to HBO Max though, because one, if it's really good, they'll make their money.
Yeah.
And two, if it's bad, they won't be losing as much money.
True. True though.
But yeah, we got like 5 more minutes. You want to talk about
yeah, no, we have
Mr.
like
Gunman?
Mr. Who?
James Gunn.
Oh yeah.
He revealed
Yes.
that he was in another DC project.
Yeah, so this was surprising for me to see because James Gunn obviously it's been crazy what he's been given the past couple years. Like he was given Suicide Squad, and before the movie was even done, they were like, "We're giving one of the characters that you're writing in this show their own show."
I have speculation on that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that they always wanted to make the Peacemaker show, but wanted to bring him in without having to do a whole origin
it just
episode.
worked out. Okay, I think that's fair. But still, like from the outside, the movie wasn't even done. Like a trailer or two had come out, but the movie wasn't even out yet, and there was already like Peacemaker's in this movie, but he's also getting his own show.
We thought we were getting an Avatar scenario.
Yeah.
We still need 4 more movies for them to be right. We haven't even gotten the second one.
Supposedly it's coming out this year, but I'm waiting for it to get pushed back again. At the end of the year though, so they have time to push it back. But yeah, so then so now it's already being announced. James Gunn's like, yeah, I'm already making a different show. Peacemaker comes out tomorrow. The first episode has not even come out yet. It starts tomorrow, which I just realized is a Thursday, which is kind of weird day to drop it on, but
so
here we are.
Here's what he said. We're stepping forward. It keeps happening. So he said when he was asked if he was going to ever do DC again, he said, we're going to step forward. It keeps happening. We'll see what's happening, and I'll know what's happening very shortly. I dealt with it last night and this morning talking to DC. And then asked directly again what the secret project was, he goes, "It's TV. There you go."
Yeah,
he gave us
finally.
no further information. Last 2 minutes, speculate.
Yeah, well,
I want you to go first because mine is just one single word.
Yeah, because originally I thought it just said project, so I thought it could be a movie or a show. And most people were just like, is it just a Suicide Squad? The Suicide Squad sequel?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what other character would get their own show since it is a show. Outside of what the hell is his name? Bloodsport? Idris Elba? Whatever.
Nope.
No? Okay, then what do you think? Is it going to be Ratcatcher 2?
Weasel.
Oh, get out of here.
Think about it.
Get out of here.
Think about it.
You think,
Think about
you
it.
think they would let him just give his other brother his own entire show? That'd be hilarious.
Well,
That'd be so funny.
Here's the thing, though. It wouldn't even have to be Sean, though.
But it would.
It would, but it wouldn't, though.
It wouldn't need to be, but it would. Because he was him in the movie,
Yeah.
and it's literally his brother.
But, like, okay, then what was the reason for making him not dead, though? It's either
I thought, oh man.
so it's either a possibility like this, or whenever they do decide to do some form of a sequel or tie-in, because you know how DC works. Immediately
Yeah.
they're like, let's make this a big universe.
Yeah. You know what?
Before you know
I
it-
just thought Weasel's gonna just like show up in the Peacemaker show, and then the second he shows up, he's going to die, like legit this time.
That would
Or
be
it
so
becomes,
funny.
or it becomes a running joke that he dies, or is made to look like he died, and at the end of every series or movie he's in, he's just somehow still alive.
Like he just
That
I
literally
picture-
weasels his way out of death.
I picture it's when him and Vigilante are in the woods.
Yeah,
And,
Vigilante does on
And
accident.
Weasel like comes up out of nowhere, and Vigilante's just like and
Ah,
shoots him.
yeah, that'd be great.
And
Because
he's like, what is that, a werewolf? And John Cena's like, what is that?
Yeah, he'd be like,
Because he wasn't on the team with Weasel.
right? Because he'd be like, no, werewolves aren't real, and he'd go,
Ugh, what is
oh,
that?
yeah, oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So wait, also, so we're about to end the show, but is it episodic or is the whole show out tomorrow? I don't recall.
I'd assume it's episodic.
Okay,
Because
so
that's
yeah.
how HBO Max does all their other DC shows.
Okay, cool. I've not watched any show that's come out procedurally on HBO Max until now.
That's how they do their other DC shows specifically.
Okay,
and I know
cool.
that's how they're doing Euphoria again. So
Right. So that's
So I'd say it's
everybody should do that.
episodic.
So yeah, more than likely it is.
yeah.
All right, so
it's more fun that way.
yeah, absolutely. So
Well, except for Big Mouth.
I'm not talking. I'm not.
That one they have to do together.
I'm not talking about. The
I know
show.
you hate it. I just meant like they have to do that one all together because it's more funny that way.
because the people who like it don't have long attention spans. Anyway, this has been the Shut-ins Talk Show. Thank you so much for watching. For those of you watching on Twitch, and for those of you that commentated, very much appreciate it. Shout out to you, Rachel, right on. And those listening on air, of course, as well. For those of you listening on air, if you'd like to find us on Twitch, that is twitch.tv/WZIS-FM.
All lowercase, no caps, no numbers.
Yeah.
Easy peasy,
Yeah, easy.
guys.
And you can look up WZIS FM or just WZIS on YouTube, where we upload these anywhere from the day after to before the following shut-ins episode on the next week. We're also wanting to get some more podcasts out because we did, I think, 0 last semester, but that was also the first semester we were able to be here in person and
we
actually
had to
look at each
get
other while we
ready.
talk. So this is what we were focusing on. So yeah, be sure to look out for more stuff from us. I've been Jacob Pickett.
And I have been Gavin Cook. Hope everyone enjoyed Jacob's last episode.
Wow. And we'll see you all maybe next time.
Because I'm going to kill you. That's why.
This has been the
Hey,
Shut-ins
Twitch
Talk
is
Show.
still
Be
on.
sure
We
to
got
tune
this
in
recorded.
Wednesday nights, 6 to 7 p.m. only
You're
on
mean.
WZIS.
I'm sorry that I have tastes in shows. So
Nick Kroll is a genius.
all right. Well, I don't have anything against him.
alright,
I don't have
well.
anything against him specifically, but whatever. All right. I should probably shut down Twitch before something bad happens. So bye Twitch. Bye.